Hey guys, so today we're going to be continuing with Postgres. So last time we went through the insert and update, and today we're going to be going through how to select different values from the tables. So here we go. Alright, so today we're going to be mainly focusing on the select. So last time we went through insert and update, and today we're going to be going through the select scripts. And there's a lot of different options with select. So the first thing you have to do again to open it is to go to your databases. Then you have to open your official languages database. You go to schemas, and then down there you open tables, and then the country table that we made. And until now we have basically made these 4 different columns in it. So the first thing we're going to be doing is looking simply at selecting everything from country. So if I run it, then pull it up. So here we can see that the country ID, the name, the population, number of official languages, as in everything that we've added until now. So we have until now Sweden and India as the 2 things. So we have the name, we have the population of both countries, and then we have the number of official languages. So this star basically represents everything, like just take everything from the whole table country. So next we're going to be looking at the where condition. So over here we have select everything from country where the number of official languages is equal to 22. So there's not much to explain in this line except that here we have again star, so select everything. But the condition is that the number of official languages for that specific country has to be 22. And since number 1 there's only 2 examples here, and number 2 like India is basically the one that fits this. So there we have got 22. If I just change it to like for example 29. So something that's not in the table. That's just going to give it empty like this. And if I put it as 1, then we're going to get Sweden. And obviously, if I had put more countries, with also only 1 official language, then we'd get all of them in like this list. But anything more than what, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 22, whatever, it's not going to accept that. And then there's also, you can either write it like this, or you can write it like this, whichever one you find more simple to write and understand. So it can have like this space, like you can make a new line and write where it will give the same result. So then in the where we can also do it like this. So select everything from country where official language is smaller than 22. So this one will also give Sweden as the result because it's smaller than 22. And like the number of official languages is 1. So then if I change it, for example, bigger, then here we can see that there's nothing because like 22 is the maximum in the current table that we filled in. After that we have these 2 lines. So I'm just going to make them into kind of 1 line. So here we have select everything from country where the population, and over here what I've done is that I'm selecting like the minimum population. So assume that we have like 100 different countries with all of this data, like the population, name, country ID, and official languages. So assume that, and then assume that you want to find like the minimum. And we're not saying that you're listing all of them down in order, like all of the countries that have like 1 official language, they're in 1 line like this. Instead, we just want to get like the minimum. So like for example, all the countries which have only 1 official language, or like the minimum population, something like that. So there we can use min, and if I run it, then here you can see Sweden. It's because in our table we only have 2 countries and Sweden has the lower population of the 2. If I instead write max, then we get India because that has a higher population in this table. So here you can basically get like the maximum and the minimum. After that we have select. So here we're going to be selecting like some columns. So until now we've been selecting everything, like 100% of the columns. So now here we can select like only a couple of the columns if we want to. So then you have name and population from country. So basically these 2 columns, this one and this one. So if I run it, then you can see that here I've got the name and then I've got the population. Now if I instead decide that I want to get the name and the official languages, then all I have to do is change it like this. And then so we're getting name and the number of official languages respectively. So this way you can like find the data more organized. And then we also have so this is basically like a description. So we have I like and like, basically. So here we're again selecting everything, where the population is I like %9. So if I run this, then you see in the population it's like ending with 9, and the percentage is basically like there's one or more character before, after, in between. So because there's more characters before 9 in this case, then it's going to, that's why it's printing Sweden. Even if I put it after 9, because it ends with 999. So, and I'm not specifying which specific 9 it should go to. So then here it's not going to work. But over here if I put it before, then it's going to work. And if I decide to say, for example, 1 %9, so there's 1 in the beginning and then 9, then as you can see it works. If I decide to put 6, then in this case it does not work. So after that, if I like is basically like for to ignore like case, as in like the character, so if it's like uppercase or lowercase. And then that will basically come more handy if we say, for example, name. So if I change population to name in this case, and then if I say Sweden, then you can say it's giving Sweden. And then if I make this into uppercase S, so as in it's not exactly the same because here it needs to be exactly the same in most cases. So even if I make, for example, the W uppercase. So it's basically like ignoring if it's uppercase or lowercase. But same thing if I do it without the I in front, then you can see it doesn't recognize it. So that's basically what I like does, and like the difference between like and I like. And then the percentage is basically like if there's 0 or more characters before or after, in between. Like 2 numbers or 2 characters basically.